I'm happy to be with all of you here on the call today. I know there's several of you on the call. And just want to let you know, today's call is going to be very exciting. It's about animal health. And most people, if you don't have a pet, you know somebody that does. And so this can be a way for you to either learn how to better support your own animal's health or help help your own business by helping others with their animal health. So I'm going to go ahead and start the call with Dr. Richard Bennett and the Health Science Advisory Board. Hello? And I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody, and we'll start the call. Thank you very much, and here we go. Muted. Hey everybody, welcome to the 4Life Product Training Call. My name is Daniel West. I'm the Regional Manager of Field Development here with 4Life, and today I will be your host. 4Life has thousands of distributors who are building a solid business with 4Life's effective and patented products and are being supported by 4Life's incredible compensation plan. This is a weekly call, and the goal of this call is to really help our audience understand what are the 4Life products, how they work, and how you can build a business with the 4Life products. Today I'm very grateful to have Health Science Advisory Board member Dr. Richard Bennett, PhD, join us on the call. Dr. Bennett, thank you so much for being with us on the call today.
Well, I'm always pleased to be here and help educate our distributors.
And we appreciate it so much. Today we want to talk about a few of our key animal products, and who better to talk about those products than you? We know that you are the expert on animal health, and we want to be able to talk today about how those products benefit the animals that we care so much about. The reason why this is so important for me is that I know that throughout the United States and throughout the world, there are a great percentage of people who own pets or are in charge of caring for animals in one way or another. And we have products that can help them do that. And it's also a great way to build our business. So we're going to get into that. But first of all, Dr. Bennett, if you could please give us a little bit of your professional background as well as your background with 4Life, we would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. You know, I was very fortunate to be able to take advantage of a wonderful public education system in California. I went through the community colleges for a couple of years. I went to a 4-year university and got a degree in animal science, and then was able to apply to the University of California at Davis, and I got accepted, even though my grades weren't that particularly good. But in graduate school, I really shined. I mean, it really engaged me, and I went on to become an expert in immunology and infectious disease microbiology. I was able to do research on the immune system, particularly looking at the immune system of the mammary gland. We were working with cattle, and so, you know, we call that the udder. And it was in about 1977, I was looking at how the mammary gland defends itself and how it helps defend the newborn via colostrum. And I got some evidence of something very special about colostrum, which completely flew in the face of traditional knowledge and understanding. And a lot of people said, no, that just can't be, Rick. Go back and do it again. Well, we did it again, and we did it again, and we got the same results. And I started talking about it, or I started writing about it, and somehow this information got the attention of my friend David Lisenby. 4Life was just forming at that time. David had me come out to Utah. We spent the day talking with the first founders of 4Life, and they wanted to know what I knew about transfer factor. Of course, it wasn't much, and I told them so. But I said, there's something there that's very special. And then David shared with me his story. And now, 15 years later, we know more about transfer factor, I think, than any other company in the world. It's doing phenomenal things for people, and it's doing phenomenal things for animals. And in fact, it was Dr. Joe Raymakers, who is the base formulator of the products, who's been working in animal specialized nutrition for years and years and years. And he came to see me in California, and he wanted to know about transfer factor. And to make a long story short, he worked out an agreement with 4Life, and they're able to put the transfer factor in his formulation. We have talked about every aspect of animal wellness and how the products can support that. And it's been quite a growing experience to hear about the animal experience and combine that with the human work we're doing at 4Life. And it just gives me tremendous confidence that our understanding company, the transfer factor, is solid. And there's a huge amount of benefit there for people and animals.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. So you've been with us from the very beginning.
Yeah, in fact, I was in a rented office space, I believe, somewhere down around Provo.
Wow, that was quite a while ago, and so you've been able to watch the whole process as 4Life has grown, and we're very grateful to you for the role that you've been playing with 4Life, the research and education that you've supported. What I'd like to do is talk about a few of our products, and for you, I'd like to know, what are 3 of the top animal products that 4Life offers?
Well, I think they are the foundational products. The canine product called 4Life, Transfer Factor Canine Complete. The feline or cat product called 4Life Transfer Factor Feline Complete. And then the horse product called 4Life Transfer Factor Performance and Show. The word complete, and the equine product is also complete, it just has a different name, is that these are complete nutritional supplements. As near as I can tell, in terms of the micronutrients that are needed in the diet, it is complete. It's just not missing anything. And in fact, other ingredients are added that support the nutrition and physiology of these animals in a way that goes far, far beyond just the minimum daily requirements of vitamins and minerals.
Well, that's great to hear. You know, I know that those are very effective products, and I'm not nearly the expert on those products, but I want to learn more about them. So why don't we start with 4Life Transfer Factor Canine Complete? What is it about 4Life Transfer Factor Canine Complete that's so important, and in what way does it support canine animal health?
Well, you can think of it as Transfer Factor Plus Plus. That is, everything that's in Transfer Factor Plus is there. And the plus ingredients in Transfer Factor Plus help keep up vigor that is so important to wellness. The forms of the vitamins, the forms of the minerals are formulated to be highly biologically available. You can go out and buy cheap minerals, but they're in a form that's not readily available. They're not well absorbed. They're not well digested. And so what you have to do is you have to add more to get the same effect. Here we're using concentrated, highly biologically available forms of these minerals. Also, we are recognizing how important the microbial ecology, and that's a big word, the germs that naturally grow in the various parts of the gastrointestinal tract. It has become very, very important. We've overlooked it for decades. We now know it is yet another body system. And we've ignored it. Well, in fact, some of the things we feed animals can cause great disturbances in those systems, things like too much starch and sugars. And so we've added probiotics to the complete products, and particularly the canine complete products, to try and keep that natural gut micropopulations healthy and vigorous. When you look at commercial dog food in a can, it's sterile. When you look at dog food in a bag, it's not sterile, but it's very, very, very clean. And so in a way, the animal diet is just no longer a good source of natural microbes. And some dogs that live outside, like my dog that chews on virtually everything, I'm not worried. But a dog that's raised in a house or an apartment is not getting the probiotics that it needs from nature. Research has shown that dogs raised in apartments versus dogs raised on a farm are less healthy. They have more allergies and things like that. And that is because they're not getting that natural source of probiotics from the free environment.
Wow, that's very interesting.
And there's another aspect here that the formulation has taken into account, is that when elements of the supplement are in the right proportions and the right combination, you get a synergistic effect. And synergism is best explained simply as 1 plus 1 equals 5. Okay, so one is complementing the other such that the total effect is greater than their simple sum. Right? That's synergy. The other thing we find is really important, especially in the dog product, is a rich supplementation of omega-3 fatty acids. These are the fatty acids that come from some of the special grains like sunflower seeds. Particularly, these are the fatty acids that come from fishes. Many of our dog foods, in fact, a great majority of our dog foods, the primary ingredient is corn. Interesting. Dogs don't eat corn. My dog will eat corn on the cob. She loves it. But if you put a bowl of dry corn in front of them, they're not going to eat it. In fact, the dog digestive system is really designed to eat mostly animal protein. Okay? They can eat some plant foods naturally, but corn is not one of them. But corn is cheap, corn is plentiful, and it can be ground and blended into a dog food, and dogs will eat it. They don't know it's there. But it causes an imbalance in their fatty acid consumption to where the omega-6s and 9s dominate. And so we can reduce that potential simply by feeding a diet that's better balanced in omega-3 fatty acids. And that's another thing that can complete gut.
So what I'm getting out of this is that not only have we made sure that we have the best ingredients that are most digestible for our dogs, we also have added probiotics to make sure they have that balance, as well as the omega-3s. And with those components, we have synergy, which supports the dog in a much more effective way for their health.
Yeah, but that synergy is a nice concept, but how do you put your hands around or your mind around synergy? Another way to think of this is it's built in wellness resilience. And so the wellness can be stretched by changes in diet, stress, other health challenges. But like a really good rubber band, it snaps back. And so these nutritional components are intended to provide resilience, wellness resilience. And so that is why you take them every day, and you don't wait till there's a problem, because what you want to feed the animal for is resilience.
That makes perfect sense to me. Thank you so much for explaining that. And the question I have next is about our 4Life Transfer Factor Feline Complete product. What's the main difference in the product, and how does 4Life Transfer Factor Feline Complete support our cat's health?
Well, one of the biggest challenges when Dr. Raymakers formulated the Feline Complete was getting it in a form that's palatable. Cats have an exquisitely sensitive sense of smell. And we put some plant materials in there, like some of the mushroom extracts, that are not particularly pleasant to smell, even for people. And cats can pick this up 10 miles away. Wow. And so getting this blended with this complete nutrition, and to do it in a form that cats will eat, was critical. You know, if they don't eat it, it doesn't do any good. Right. And so that was a big hurdle they had to overcome.
Okay, well, that makes perfect sense. Well, thank you so much for explaining that for us. Again, I'm just really happy to know that 4Life takes such great care and has partnered with the right people to be able to make sure we have the best products available for the cats and dogs. Now, what about 4Life Transfer Factor Performance Show? How does this product support our horse's health?
Well, the name suggests kind of where the product's going. Performance. Many horses do work. They work on ranches. They race in racetracks. They do exhibitions, and they do endurance races, which is quite an activity here in the Western United States. And in order for a horse to be an effective horse, to do what it needs to do, especially when it's working, it needs a good hoof. And it's often said, no hoof, no horse. And so having a really good hoof is kind of analogous to a long-distance athlete having really, really good running shoes. You get the wrong shoes, there's not going to be a race.
Right.
And so by supplementing the diet, these horses get that strong hoof. And there is another benefit for people who are showing horses, and they want their horses to be beautiful and have an elegant, beautiful coat. And it's something actually the judges look for is a high-quality coat, because the high-quality coat is reflective of high-quality nutrition. You take a horse that's malnourished and you look at their coat, it will be uneven, it'll be rough, it'll lackluster. And one of the things that Performance and Show with its fatty acids and things like biotin is put a really nice coat on a horse, which not only indicates the quality of the hair, it indicates the quality of nutrition. They are more able to stay healthy, perform well in the competition, and for that reason, 4Life Transfer Factor Performance and Show has been incredibly popular with people who are transporting horses around for races and for demonstrations and competition.
Wow, I'm really grateful to know that, again, 4Life is always doing the best we can to make sure we have the best products for each aspect of health, whether it's for people and for different areas of health within people and within animals. And so thank you so much for sharing that knowledge with us and that information. And I'm wondering also...
May I just add? Of course. I cannot take any credit for how these products were formulated. I simply am reiterating with some science behind it what I've learned. The credit really goes to Dr. Joe Raymakers, who's been in applied veterinary practice for over 40 years. And so he has seen the challenges for these animals and then developed a nutritional approach to dealing with those challenges.
We're very grateful to him for all the work he's done, and we are so grateful for his expertise that he's used to create these products with. So thank you so much for recognizing him. I appreciate that. And the next question I have is, to all this knowledge, now we have these great products that have really been formulated to take care of animals' health, and then they're effective in doing so. How do we use these animal products to build a 4Life business?
Well, that's a really good question, and we hear that one a lot. And a lot of distributors, they want to put together some information and take it to veterinarians or take it to a kennel or take it to a horse ranch, and they're not really familiar with the business, and it's not a prescription for success. I would recommend that people who want to get into the 4Life animal products business is use the product with your animals, use the product with your friends' animals, use your product with your family's animals, gain some first-hand experience with it. It may take a little time, but I think it's time well invested. And then based upon your experience, then share that with other animal owners. And encourage them to give it a try. And these products take really several months of use before the benefits start to unravel some of the problems that years and years and years of improper nutrition have created. And then, as more and more people in their community start to have success stories, the commercial farms, the horse farms, the kennels, the veterinarians will start wondering what's going on. What is this? And they'll want to know. And they eventually will knock on the distributor's door saying, you know, I've heard some phenomenal stories. What is this product all about? And at that point, you know, they can share their experience. And almost in every situation, Dr. Raymakers will be willing and able to sit down on a telephone, have a conversation with that veterinarian, have a conversation with that horse farm owner, and be able to really represent some of the, you know, his experience in the science. I think distributors can get themselves into deep water really quick when they try and talk the science of the product. So I would just come from a basis of experience with your animals, with your friends' animals, and just share that experience.
That makes perfect sense to me. So using the products with your own animals, sharing them with friends and family's animals, and then gaining some experience. And I liked how you mentioned it can take time, just like with humans. I mean, when we take a product that we're looking for a benefit to support our health, it can take a few months to recognize the results and to have the results depending on what that product is, depending on what types of results we're looking for. And so it makes perfect sense it's going to be the exact same way with animals. And then as we do that, like you said, the benefits will come and the reputation will come, and it's a process. So I really like the way you explained that. It makes perfect sense to me. Now, Dr. Bennett, there's a question I like to ask every guest that we have on this product training call, and I'm wondering with you, what are your favorite 2 or 3 4Life products?
My favorite product is Pez Perfector Plus. It is a mainstay of my supplement nutrition. You know, it's the foundation that was built a long time ago, and from that place, you know, supplements in my supplement cabinet. If I ate all those supplements every day, I wouldn't be room for food. And so what I tend to do is kind of rotate them. But another key component is the antioxidants. And I can get a good antioxidant intake with Rio Vita. The Vista product, it's aimed at supporting eye health, but the antioxidants in Vista are really high-quality antioxidants. And I take Vista for my eyes. I live in Hawaii where the sun is very, very blue and very, very bright. That can do eye damage, especially with a blue-eyed person like myself. And so I take Vista to support my eyes. I just had my eyes looked at recently. I have no evidence of cataracts. I have no evidence of age-related macular degeneration. And those antioxidants are important to give the eye resilience to those environmental challenges.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bennett, for being with us on the call, for answering those questions for us. That's all the questions I have for you today. And also, we want to thank all the distributors that have been on the call. We want to let you know this call is on every Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To listen to the replay of this call, just dial 530-881-1219 with a meeting ID of 841-832-629#. Again, it's 530-881-1219, meeting ID 841-832-629#. And please remember to get on our YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/4life. And there you can find our 4Life Live videos. And we have our Vice President of Field Development, Nathan Larson, who does these videos. He does an amazing job and always is working to do the best he can to provide the best information and help you to build your 4Life business. And again, thank you very much, Dr. Bennett.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And thank you, everybody, and have a great week.